Yeah, this ain't just talk. This is perspective. Yeah.
Real conversations, no filter, no script. Different views at the table, everybody gotta speak. From the wins to the losses, yeah, we been through it all. Now we back with a purpose every time that we call. This Cooley in the gang, where the real ones connect. Where the truth get heavy and the perspectives connect. We don't argue for noise, we build, we reflect. Every word got weight, every voice got respect. So listen close. You might hear something different. You might learn something.
Yo, I muted the mic, turned it off, turned the volume down, muted your mic. I did everything. What's up, y'all? It's Thursday. It's Cooley the Gang Day. We have a special guest tonight, hailing from Baltimore by way of Never On Time University. I may show up, I may not. Big G is in the building, everybody.
Look, I was about to say, damn, how come I'm not on here? Wow, Mike tried to fire me, y'all. Mike tried to fire me.
HR, the first person here.
Yep, there goes HR. HR, he showed up today. So
Mike
we
tried to fire me. As a matter of fact, I was on before all of them. I was the first person on. So, welcome back. What it do?
Episode 7. I just want to tell y'all, like, the show's been going very well. Like I've been happy. We've been having good conversations. I don't know how y'all been feeling about them. What's good? Glad to see BG back in the I don't know why I thought somebody said they couldn't hear. That was you, Professor?
Yeah, I couldn't. That's why I left and came back.
Oh, all right. Everybody, episode 7, cost of a split. The cost of a split second. This episode, you know, all these episodes lately have been coming about, I guess, based upon little tidbits and I guess feelings or stories I've been having in my life. But this one really didn't. This one really kind of came about from just things going on in the world. And I think what pushed it over the top was the, like we said, previous show was the Karmelo Anthony situation. And, you know, not here to personally discuss, you know, right or wrong, me personally, but feel free to say what you feel. But the whole situation in general, I think if we all just step back and look at it, could have all been avoided. Just like a lot of things we find ourselves coming across these days. A lot of these situations just can be avoided if we just kind of take that time to stop and think. And we all guilty of it. I'm sure Shannon's going to tell some of my little deep, dark secrets of spazzing out, but it is what it is. But have you guys ever made a decision
No.
in 5 seconds, 10 seconds that you regret?
No.
That affected years of your life?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
This one here, like I can already see how this one's gonna go. This is gonna be a lot of judging from the light skin section of the room today. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Absolutely. I think the older I've gotten, the 5 seconds has turned into like 50 minutes. You know what I mean? Like now you got to really think. And, you know, when we was young and dumb, hot-head, hot-tempered, you know, that type of stuff. But like I said, at 55 years old, it's like 50. It's more like 50 minutes than the 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But you don't.
absolutely.
How's it gonna be 50 minutes though? You don't get 50 minutes. You got to.
No, I mean, to for it to be like unless it was like some life or death shit where you gotta like either get out the way real fast or you sit here and take the blunt force or whatever it is, you know, quick thinking. But how many times have you been in the grocery store and the person is on your back, like,
why you in line?
Why you in line? You know what I mean? Like, back up. Like, why you gotta be so close? That type of stuff. But just in the sense of 5 seconds and flying off the handle, you know, shit, I'd have been to work and they done got on my nerves and be ready to, like, I can't take it no more.
Yeah.
Sam?
Um, yeah, I've definitely been in some situations that I still regret. And it's interesting. It's interesting what happens in a short period of time, like in your mind, if you can reflect. So now I'm a person that I really do self talks a lot after something has happened, during something happening, before
Mhm.
something happens. So I think back now about the conversation I was having in my head when different events have happened in my life, and how I was more so encouraging myself to do something that was gonna affect me long term. Like I would say things like, "They think you playing,"
Hmm.
or they think you're a punk. They think you won't do it," or you know, what made them respond to me like that? Maybe they thought I was somebody else. Let me go ask them. You know,
Let me black.
yeah, something like that. And before you know it, you find yourself in a place with your head in your hands, wishing you'd have made a different decision in that short period of time.
True, true, true.
And one of the things you said that really just caught me was the fact that you openly have a battle with yourself to do some stupid shit.
Hmm.
Like you versus you, and most of the yous in the conversation is not really telling you to do the right. Like most of the yous is actually trying to push you in the wrong direction. But
Yeah.
exactly, but it would be like six bad ones and then the one good one, and then they all looking at the good one like, go ahead and say something. We're gonna slap shit out you. Like that's how I really feel like sometimes. Like that little bit of time, and like I posted one of our promos was like a countdown of 5 seconds. And it's just crazy how like that little bit of time just makes a world of difference.
Hmm.
And people talk about blacking out. I've never blacked out that I can remember. Have I?
If you could remember, then you wouldn't have blacked out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have y'all ever had like a blackout?
Mm.
I don't know about blackout. I mean, a moment of rage, maybe.
Well,
Um,
that would be like on that spectrum, right?
No,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like completely blacked out would be me whooping your ass and just
not
didn't
remembering
realize I
anything.
did it.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
That's what
Okay.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Think about. People say I blacked out, meaning like I just went off, but I think you really mean like unconsciously, just kind of go off. Like no, everything you did, you knew you was doing.
Yeah. I've never actually blacked out to that degree. I've definitely let rage get the best of me on several occasions. Um, I mean, I'll tell a story whenever y'all ready for a story. I got a whole bunch of them, so.
Okay. Well, as long as ain't none of them gonna get us all indicted,
Not indicted.
sitting up there with little dirt. As long as we ain't all up there with little dirt,
Nah,
I'm okay with it.
I don't have
But
nothing like that.
okay, good. But yes, that's what we're talking about today. The cost of a split second. Just
Bruh,
yeah, yeah.
I'm too tired for this.
the cost of a split second. Ego. And then just things that lead up and add up to that whole situation. I got my notes here, and I know y'all that are here. I think it was maybe episode 2 or 3. We tried to do the poll in the chat. I think I fixed it, y'all. And I know y'all like Mike. Why can't you test this shit on your own time? But I like testing stuff in real time. So I'm gonna create this poll, and we're gonna see if it works. So we're gonna start and show the poll. Now here's the poll: what causes more bad decisions? Anger, pride, fear, or ego? So in the chat, you
Mm.
should be able to press the number of what you feel, and we should see the results live on the screen. So can't hear Shan that well. Oh, okay. Don't go that far, baby.
That's where I was just at.
Mm.
Oh, you need to put that mic to your mouth. balls. Long balls. Yeah, so we're gonna try all of the above. Well, Nene, if you want, just type, you can actually type one, you can vote more than one. So hit 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, and y'all can do it too, Cooley and the gang. What causes more bad decisions? Anger, pride. I know what I'm going with. Oh, look at that.
It worked. Is that
It
you got to do
worked?
that on YouTube?
I did it in the chat right here with us in StreamYard. Not the private chat, buddy. The you got to go up to the comments.
I don't know where that's at.
Yeah.
Oh, comments.
Yeah, so
okay, gotcha.
you should be able to
Oh wow,
yeah,
we never had comments before.
Comments has always been there. Oh, on y'all end?
On my end.
Oh yeah, you can type in there and everything. Do what you feel, buddy. Have fun. All
so
right,
I just push a number?
Just put whatever number you agree with. Is it anger, pride, fear, or ego that you fear causes more bad decisions?
Wait a minute. All right. Well, I don't get to do all that. Oh, I gotta push join chat, right? Oh. Okay, Mike.
This is the type of testing we like to do when everybody comes around. But so let's get into it. The moment. Most life-changing mistakes don't happen after hours of planning. They basically happen in seconds. Which we've all said. All of our paperwork says 10 seconds, but I don't think in a real situation you get 10 seconds. 10 seconds when you count it out is a long time. I think I cut it down more to 5. You get
I was gonna say, where did you get 5 from?
I came up with 5 because 10 just doesn't seem 10 seems like a very long time. And if you're lucky in a situation where you about to, first of all, if you stop and think about something for 10 seconds, if I do something to you and you think about it for 10 seconds and still slap the shit out of me, that wasn't like spirit of, that wasn't a split second decision to me. You thought that one out very well and still decided, nah, I'm just going to hit this motherfucker.
Did you see the message?
I did. That's why I laughed. I saw HR did not come to play. I told y'all Mike tried to fire me. Is really what happened.
So that's where the 10 seconds. That's where I went from 10 to 5 because I'm like 10 seconds is a long time, man. Like that's a long time. Do you really get 10 whole seconds? Like really count that out to yourself. 10 seconds. Like I don't think you get that much time in most situations if you think back to the spots where you made the wrong decision. Did you really have 10 seconds to think about it?
I had 10 seconds. I had 10 seconds.
And you meant to do that then?
It wasn't I meant to. It was just that I let my emotions get the better of me.
Which one? That's anger, pride, fear, ego.
I think it depends on the situation, though.
I think ego and pride gonna fall in the same category.
That's what I was thinking too.
I want to say the same thing as you was yelling out just now.
But it's gonna be either ego or pride or both that will cause it.
So why are people so quick to react today, you think?
The lack of emotion, the lack of emotional intelligence. People don't have
I'm thinking ego. So today I'm thinking ego. Lack of emotion, sure, but I mean, there is some kind of emotion that's in it that's got to factor into your decision. I'm tired of reading and seeing these young boys killing women and girls and just killing, like the young kids are just killing just to be killing. Like that's crazy to me. Like what? Granted, I'm sure there's a lot of things and there's some situations that we've been in. Like I wish this person would die, but to kill or somebody I would want to go kill. But it's so many young people that's just killing for no reason. Because I have a gun, and me and you've always went back and forth about these gun laws and guns. I've never liked guns. I'm a hammer guy. I'm gonna hammer the hell out of you with my rubber mallet. But the fact that you can buy a gun and that you have a gun and you're tough now because you have this gun, the gun is what's making you tough. because you was a punk before you had the gun. What shake my hand or whoop my ass? You got a better chance of shaking my damn hand. So ego, pride, anger. Are you angry? Are you that angry that you go shoot a 14, 15-year old young girl and her brother? Like what emotion was that you was feeling? What
That was emotional.
17, 18, you went and shot the young lady that's 17 or you 18 and then he ended up shooting himself or whatever. These are stories that we hear over and over and over and over again. That's is that a lack of feeling or emotions? It's got to be something.
They don't know how to control their emotions. That's the problem.
So you can't say lack of emotion or lack of feeling or not feeling something.
I think for me, when I hear emotional intelligence, it means that you don't know how to handle your emotions. It's not a lack of them. You have them,
And there's
but
no
you don't
age
know,
range on that
and
either.
you just don't know how to control them. You don't know what to do with them. You're not intelligent enough to be like, hold on, she just pissed me off, or he just pissed me off. Let me pause and take a moment. You don't have that intelligence to do that.
So now we back to crashing out, falling out, rolling out, blowing up.
Exactly, exactly. So that's when I hear emotional intelligence. Not
I think it cut off.
I was gonna say something happened. She talking.
Doing
I can't.
sign language. Doing the
Mike,
finger lady.
Yeah, y'all can't
Like,
hear?
we couldn't hear
nah.
her then. The last little bit.
Yeah.
y'all can hear me now.
Yep.
Yeah. Who got a hamster wheel rolling?
Probably Carlos.
Nah.
I don't hear
Ain't
nothing.
mine. That's why I muted my phone because I
I
want
saw
to
you
see if it was
muted.
mine.
Y'all hear something?
Yeah.
Sound like
Sound like a
a
hamster wheel
squeaky.
or birds chirping or something.
Oh, it is birds. It's the
Okay.
night. It's the night birds.
Uh,
Yeah, it's the night birds.
so happens when
So
you
so
live in the
look,
country.
when I was saying about emotions, I'm saying emotional intelligence, not knowing how to deal with your emotions, not knowing how to process them. Mom didn't say I love you, so because mom didn't say I love you, I don't know how to manage that or how to love somebody else. I never saw compassion, so I don't know what compassion looks like. I never seen forgiveness. When I did something wrong, I just got beat, or whatever the situation is, they just don't know how to process those emotions, and in turn, they just lash out. Everything comes down to um, life or death. Everything is super serious. There is no talking about it. There is no let's try to resolve this peacefully. Um, it all comes down to guns. The only real difference, honestly, between the youth today and, well, there's a couple differences, but one of the major differences between the youth today and the youth when I was younger is that everybody didn't have a gun. Now everybody has one. Like it was rare that you would find a group of people and all of them had guns. You might have one person out of five or six that might have it, and everybody shared the same thing, shared the same one, right? But
Damn sure
today,
did.
today
Definitely.
you might run into five people, and all of them might have two or three, and a
Yeah.
couple of them, a couple of them might have switches. So now that disagreement that boy was having, because like you said, they were punks, just like they were punks when we were young. But they have the means to respond in a catastrophic way right now. We didn't necessarily have, everybody didn't have that then. Um, and then there's that fear level because some people are just afraid of the retaliation. So before somebody retaliates, they go ahead and take it a step further, right then and there. It's an unfortunate cycle that I really honestly don't believe is gonna stop. Um, we have respect for elderly people. The youth today don't have any respect for the elderly. They don't have any respect for their mothers, their fathers, their grandparents, or Miss Jones walking down the street. They don't care. We had that. At least we had that. If nothing else, if we were, you ever pay attention to the young people today? Now, for all intents and purposes, you are the older person, right? Remember when we saw older people, if we were having a conversation that was inappropriate, we stop or pause.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Today they don't care. They're gonna keep talking. You're not the elder in the room or coming by. You know, they just don't have it. They don't have a stop button. They don't have I've been saying lately that the youth today don't have any shame because they don't.
So, has social media made us more confrontational?
Well, in my opinion, yeah. Because for one, social media has allowed people to everybody has an opinion. I mean, everybody always did, but social media makes their opinion popular. So when someone says something, they get 1,000 likes on it, then they feel like this must be gospel. This must be the truth. Or what I said was profound, or um, uh, a lot of people agree with me. You got people out here that's following people that they don't even know. And I mean follow like willing to ride or die for these people that they don't even know. Social media has absolutely influenced this generation in a negative way. But that's a design. All that's a design, though.
But do you really think it's just them though? Like,
No,
we got some fools that's in their 40s also.
no, But the difference between the difference between the older generation and the youth today is we have a level of discernment. We do understand certain things. We do understand emotions, not because we necessarily got in our homes, but because we've had so many experiences in our lives. So we know that certain things just don't work. We've tried them, they didn't work. If we tried it now, we know what the consequences are. And most of us, I'm not gonna say everybody, but most of us are not comfortable with the consequences. And I'm just gonna speak from a
No,
an
no,
extreme.
don't talk about consequences yet though.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
No, no, I'm gonna give
We
you.
got time.
I'm
Okay,
gonna give you.
so
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give all of us some consequence time. Go
I'll
ahead, G.
I'll I'll say this. I know we like to keep saying that the young, but the older, I feel like the older generation, are us, 45 to 55, they are confrontational on a different level of not to kill. Um, you know, you see those videos where they're fighting, like the 45 to 55, they're fist fighting, like they're still out here. Granted, it's still some of them out there that's killing, but the 45s and 55s, they fighting, and it be. I, I remember the video with the guy, the road rage, and the guy's banging on the guy's window. The white guy gets out the car and he's like banging on the glass and he's trying to bust the glass. Those people are still out there. Um, Anger. I feel like the age group, it's what did you have? Anger, fear. I feel like that's an age demographical type thing where 45 and 55, they fighting out of anger. 30 to 35, they probably fighting out of ego. 20 to 18 to 20, they just fighting just because they just stupid. Pride. We'll call that the pride. That's the pride zone. So we got like the pride zone. That's what we'll give them. Like Rudy said, everybody got a 223 and a switch and a whatever popular gun it is out there because everybody has one. I think social media has made it easier to be confrontational because
You can hide.
at the end of the day, I could say what I want to say and close the computer. I laughed and joked when they was talking about cyberbullying. How you cyberbully somebody?
Yeah, I never understood that, and the views of the Cooley and the Gang show
Strictly.
are strictly yes. I
Yeah.
was like,
Okay. Right.
and this is not to down any of that, but I think it's hard for me at 45, and we're at a funny age because we came up half not in this computer age and half in it. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think our age is really the best because we still know about playing outside and like Desi Banks, he been doing all the videos, like seeing all the bikes out front. You know exactly where everybody at. Like, we come from that, and then the AOL and the dial up, and then the IMs and on the way into social media. So when people talk about cyberbullying, it's really hard for me to understand how someone, because we got bullied. G used to take my lunch money
Oh my
all the
gosh.
time
Let me cash
in
up this
middle
guy
school.
$7.
Like he used to really take my lunch money, and we the best of friends now. That's my brother. But
$7.50.
our friendship grew from taking my lunch money. So we had real bullying where somebody would really touch you.
The difference between them and us. G, can you hear me?
Say that again. I ain't hear Shannon. What did Shannon say?
You can't hear Shannon? Nobody can
No.
hear Shannon for real?
Like her microphone.
He did that on purpose.
You got to turn it down?
Talk now.
Talk now.
There she goes.
He did that on purpose. What I was saying was the difference between them and us was that they are, as we always say, this age group or this generation is an emotional age group. They're sensitive to everything.
I agree with that.
So they don't know how to deal with their emotions. So it's easy for someone who doesn't know how to deal with their emotions to take in everything that's being thrown at them. You're ugly, you're a hoe, and then when it starts coming at you from every direction, from everyone, and then your friends and them are talking about it, and everybody's starting to separate.
Well,
now you feel secluded.
Social media numbers are greater. So for you to get bullied online, like if it's a one-on-one where G catch me every day in school, that's different than I got to go online. And now
every time I turn around,
Keisha say something, it's a million comments on
every time I go online, and now they're not just doing that, but cyber is not just that. It's emails, it's texting, it's all electronic based. So you talk about somebody who's being beat down mobily from all angles that you can't hide from. And then you come out in the real world and you got to still face a lot of these same people because they're at their schools and things like that. So then you start to feel secluded, alone. That's mentally hard for someone who's not emotionally stable.
Because I know if Chase tell me one more time I'm overstimulating her, I'm going.
You do.
Yeah.
You overstimulate me with overstimulating her.
You're overstimulating me, Dad. What the? I don't even know. First of all, I don't even like how it sounds, and I don't even know what the hell that means. Like, don't like what? Anyway, so okay, we got the social media aspect. Of course, we all do agree that it has made people more confrontational.
Yeah.
Especially once you could be having a regular conversation with somebody run into the back of your car and you just standing there like, hey, exchanging information, and then all of a sudden a phone come out, somebody start recording. Now somebody feel like they got to put on more of a show, and now that show leads to now I got to stop and breathe and woosah for a second before I decide what I do because he trying to embarrass me in front of the world.
So now that's your pride.
Yeah, that would definitely be my pride.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be. Nobody wants to go viral getting their ass whooped.
No, but everybody's trying to go viral. I mean,
yes.
Not only that. I mean, to go viral and get my ass whooped, it helps the content creator. I think we put so much emphasis on content creators and creations and stuff like that, where social media people are getting paid to get their ass whooped, or they're getting paid to do whatever whatever it is, the dumbest stuff. I keep seeing people and I'm not a big advocate for the police and all that other stuff, but I keep seeing people like fucking with the police. Like, why are you, if the police say cross the street, just cross the street. Now I'm on public property, I'm this, that. Why? Like, what is the purpose? So that is social media, I guess, at its best. Like, why? Just like, why? That's the 5 seconds.
Right now, G, I am obsessed with watching police body cam videos on YouTube.
Man, I've been watching them lately.
And they start and end all the same way. And I ain't gonna lie, like I believe the police are here for a purpose, but I done seen some cops just walk up just regular. Hey, ma'am, how you doing? Oh, you look beautiful today. Can I have your license, please? Fuck you. What you put me on? Like it just already on 100. And then they don't calm down again until the handcuffs come on and they in the back of the car. And it's kind of like, no, I'm gonna show you my license now. I'm gonna show you. Like, no, you didn't want to show me your license before, but now you want to show. Yo, I'm obsessed with them videos, yo. And they all, that's where 5 seconds, yo. Especially if you know you ran that stop sign. You know you was doing 80 in a 60. Like, that's a good old game of cops and robbers. Like, oh, you caught me. All right. Now let's start the game over again, yo. But whatever. So why does walking away feel like losing?
Because once again, your pride.
Right. Exactly. That's only losing if your pride is in it. I mean, I'm good with copping the deuce. Yeah. All right. Fuck it. I'm gone.
Yeah,
I'm all right with that.
So when you get to the crib later on, it ain't gonna be like, boy.
You might, but was it worth what it could have been?
See, that's never in your mind at the time. In that 5 seconds,
it is. Yes,
in that 5 seconds, in your 5 seconds of stopping and thinking, you think, you know what? If I do hit him, I might get locked up, or he might hit his head on the ground and die. And now I gotta.
That is my biggest fear, Mike. My biggest fear, like even being a big black man, it's always.
Bro, I seen you one day and you didn't take 5 seconds.
It's always the little guy or the little person that wants the smoke. Like, why are you fucking with me? I ain't fucking with you. Don't fuck with me. The littlest person. Now, if I grab him, throw him across the room, if Mike hit me, and I throw him across Gus and Pat, I get no brownie points for fucking Mike up. Mike hit me first though.
I'm not that little.
You are little. You are little. You little. Mike hits me, right? Mike hit me first, and I throw his ass across the bar. Now everybody looking at me like, yo, you didn't have to hit Mike like that. You didn't have to do Mike like that. Mike hit me. What the hell? Why? But I'm the bad guy, even though Mike started it. I'm the bad guy. So in the midst of all that, I done threw you across the bar. You hit your head, lights out. Now I'm going to jail because you hit me, and it was just retaliation in those 5 seconds. So yes, I'm good with copping the deuce. Like, you got it. You won. I'm not gonna get any brownie points for fucking Mike up. What's the purpose?
There it is.
Professor, why does walking away feel like losing?
I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but it does take something out you. It does.
It does.
It just
to walk away.
Seem,
Pride.
Yes.
To walk
it's
away.
The pride.
Yeah, it's
Bottom
just
line.
pride.
Bottom line, pride.
It takes something. Well, I'll say this. It takes something out of me. And it's almost like that. So when I play cards with a lot of older guys. Well, I was playing cards with a lot of older guys. And one of the things that I notice is that older men are really quick to shoot somebody, right? They ain't doing a whole bunch of arguing. They will pull that little 38 out or the Derringer or whatever and bust your ass, right? But it's a reason for that. It's not just because they want to shoot somebody. It's because they know that physically they can't do anything with you. And they feel like at once upon a time, when they were in their prime, you would not talk to me this way. So because I'm no longer in my prime, you think you can talk to me a certain type of way. I'm gonna show you why you can't. As I get older, I think about those things because I'm no longer the way that I was. My energy should give some level of being docile now. With that being said, there are times where I might say to myself, that was crazy. He ain't even thinking about it. I was standing here, yo, just brushed straight past me. And they go that, he must think I'm a whore or something. That's what I'm saying to myself.
No.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead home. And to be honest, that is the reason why I drive everywhere by myself. That is the reason why I go out by myself. Because when those situations happen,
that's the reason why when you go out with other people, you drive and then you actually just leave that other person that you invited somewhere with you in the place by themselves.
Right. They can handle themselves. They got more emotional intelligence than me. So I leave because yeah, you did ask the question about 5, 10 seconds or so forth. But I'm honest with myself about certain things. I know that when I feel a certain way, I really want to give you an example, yo.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I'm not gonna give you the consequences. I'm gonna
Forget
give you
the
an example
timeline. Go ahead.
of something that happened. I was hanging out with a friend of mine. It was me, it was her, and one of her friends, and we were at this club called Euphoria, and she had a section. So the way that it's designed, the sections are right next to each other, and there was a young girl next to me, and they were buying bottles of liquor. They weren't even drinking them. They were banging them together and pouring them out. I was sitting right next to the girl that was doing it, right? So all I said to myself is, I seen it when she did it, and I said to myself, now what you gonna do when she pour it out and it splashes all on your clothes and your shoes and everything? You see she over there with 100 dudes. What you gonna do? And this is the conversation I'm having with myself at that moment. And I'm just sitting there listening to the music. I see they rowdy over there, and then something just clicked in me and was like, you know, first of all, this is not going to be a one-on-one disagreement. That's number one.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100 of them. That's number one. Number two, if you stay here now, it is your fault. And the reason why it's your fault is because you know you should have left. As soon as I said it to myself, I said, all right, yo, I'm gone. And I just left, right? Because all I was saying to myself, I just played the whole situation out. And I said, this is going to get bad because I know that when this happens, I'm not going to be able to just leave it alone. So
Mhm.
let me leave now. And sometimes I do that. Just because I don't say anything to anybody, it doesn't mean I didn't have a reason. It's not always a reason. I ain't going to say that. But it doesn't mean that I didn't have a reason for why I left. And sometimes I don't want to bring it up because I feel bad about it. It makes me feel a certain way to bring it up because of how I've responded to it. So I just leave it alone. I don't say anything.
See, if you had that switch, you'd have been the man. You could have shot everybody up over there and went in the house.
Bruh.
Who said I ain't had one though?
You ain't had that 223 that they got, that Draco.
Not
You
the
ain't had a
223.
Draco on you. You know what I'm saying?
The views expressed on the Cooley the Gang
Yeah.
show are solely.
You had that big Draco. You could have shot up the club.
Nah,
Walk
So,
out
I
of there
ain't
like
doing
John Wick.
something like that is situational awareness. Like you have a high, and I think we talked about that last week. Didn't we discuss
I
situational
feel like I
awareness?
said that about Professor. Like
You have a
that's-
high level of
I've noticed that a
situational awareness.
long time ago.
Yeah, that keeps you out of situations where you don't have to do a lot of counting because you're
that.
self-aware,
Don't believe that.
situationally
Don't believe
aware.
that.
Well,
No,
that's
no,
because
no. I think that you can kirk out in a minute, but you definitely have whether you realize it or not, you definitely do have a high level of situational awareness. Whether you're going to respond one way or another, if you just think about it, if you in your crew, if you're out with the crew, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be one of the few that's going to know what everything is going on around. Not to say that the others are not, but you would probably notice and see things before some of the rest of them are because they're more in the moment where you are making note, enjoying yourself, but you make a note because I really believe it's because of where you came from. You've lived a life that most haven't, that allows you to be more aware than others.
I'm gonna give one more example, then I'm gonna leave it alone. Right. When we just was in Tampa, right? I waited to say something about it until we got back to the room. I think we was doing something. It might have been the next day when I said something about it. We had just left the beach, had a good time, felt good, and I was in a rental car. So the lane was merging into a single lane. So everybody merged over into a single lane. Well, I guess the guy behind me didn't like it. So what he did was he sped around me and slammed on his brakes, right? So I almost ran into the back of him. So I'm highly pissed at this point. I was trying to let it go, but he did it again. He kept doing it. He would pull off and he would slam his brake. Then he put his middle finger out the window, right? All I said was, okay. I said, wait till we get to this light. So when we get to the light, I'm like, I'm gonna pull up next to him. I can't because it's single lane. I gets out the car. I go over to his window, knock on his window. I said, yo, you know I beat the shit out you, right? So he pointing to his dash, showing me he got a camera. I said, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I said, you know I beat the shit out you, right? So I kept looking at the glass and I said, I should punch this glass out and drag his dumb ass right out this car right now. But you know what occurred to me? You know what occurred to me in that moment? What occurred
You was
to
getting
me
locked up in
was
another state, and
I was gonna get locked up. Not only that, he could have been because this is another thing that people do now. They do this rage baiting shit. And if you don't know, Florida is an open carry state. He might have just wanted to bust, shoot somebody. He may have been on that type of time. He wanted it to go a certain way so that he could respond a certain way. And I say all this to say this. Sometimes people don't have the control they think that they have. They just didn't get the response that triggered them to the point where they had to make a decision. In that situation right there, had he responded differently, had his window been open, had he to try to act like he wanted some trouble, we'd have had a whole different conversation right now. But I say that because I'm honest with myself. There are certain things, and I've grown a lot, but I'm still very childish about some things. And it takes work. It takes constant work.
Absolutely.
And it's hard. It's really hard because the world is very different now. And I look at some of these people from day to day, and I just say to myself, when I was younger, a lot of these people would never do this stuff, yo. They would never behave this way. They would never talk to certain people a certain type of way. But now, this is a different world. And sometimes it bothers me. I mean, just being honest, sometimes it does.
You're human.
Well, you are tuned into the Cooley the Gang show live every other Thursday on YouTube, Facebooks, and that's it. I'm not sure if you guys realize, but Cooley the Gang is not just video. Don't forget, we have our audio podcast. We are on all audio platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google,
Gang,
iHeartRadio. So when the show's over, if you want to catch up on other episodes, when you're riding around in the car and you can't watch TV, because please don't watch and drive. The audio podcast is available anywhere you can find other podcasts. So let's roll on to segment 2. Pride versus self-respect. Now think about that. Pride versus self-respect. Because everything you all have said as far as making reactions has gone back to it was based on pride. But pride versus self-respect. Is it? How does that? So you guys want me to get in a question, or y'all want to let that simmer for a minute?
Go ahead. That's a question.
So I'm gonna start off with: Is every challenge worth being answered? That should be an easy.
Absolutely.
Is every challenge worth being answered?
Drip? No, absolutely not. Say it again.
Is every challenge worth being answered?
No.
Or supposed to be answered?
No.
That must be a woman's take. Because can I?
Go ahead. Let your pride show.
Every challenge.
We're going to repent real bad tonight.
Okay. Okay. I missed the key word. Every.
Every.
I asked the question. Okay. Every. No, not every challenge. No. I think
but
everything.
Your pride make you feel like
everything needs it. Now, you can address things different ways. So yes, I'm gonna say yes. I ain't got to address
everything doesn't need to be acknowledged.
Respect has to be taught, right?
That's the problem.
If your mama and daddy ain't teach you respect, somebody has to give you game, or you may go out here and hurt
I don't have to deal with you ever again. I ain't gotta
hurt themselves.
What? Then that's their problem. But I don't gotta address every disrespectful thing you do.
That's not really Christian of you not to want to help people.
I ain't gotta. I don't have to address every.
That ain't real Christian.
I don't have to address every challenge. I don't have to.
I'm gonna say.
That's in the Bible too.
I'm gonna say just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Amen. Amen.
Again, I could fuck you. I could whoop your ass, Mike. I could beat the shit out of you, Mike. But that don't mean I got to. I can whoop your ass, but I ain't got to. You know what I
You
mean?
ain't got to.
I ain't got to. What am I? What am I? You up there with your chest all flared up, with your cigar, blowing your smoke like a bull, Mike. You got it. You win. I'm not. Just because I can, don't mean you should.
That's the perfect answer. Thank you,
Whoop
Big
your
G.
ass, Mike. Tried to fire me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think every challenge should be answered. Um, because there's a gray area that we don't even think about. We think about most of the time we think about the upside. We think about how it's going to pan out. We're saying to ourselves, and G brought this up earlier, throwing somebody across the bar. You're thinking, I'm just going to throw him across the bar. He's going to get up and realize that he can't win and go about his business. But what happens if he throw him across the bar? He snap his
Don't give
neck.
up.
Then what?
That part.
Now
That
we
part.
talking about something different.
Mm.
So you have to be very mindful about things. Don't have to go one way. They definitely can be. There's multi dimensions of things that could happen in that scenario. You respond, then they respond. You
Mhm.
might feel. You might say, "Yo, why you talking to me like that?" And before you can have that discussion, they pull a pistol out.
Boom.
Now what? You just had to respond. You had to say something, huh?
So
You
that means
know,
we need to deal with you because apparently you have an issue with not responding to everything. Don't look
Mike
over
don't
there.
respond to
So
everything.
so real
He just said
fast,
that.
real fast. Let's not negate the fact that because I copped the deuce is me in fear. Like I'm
Right.
not walking
No,
away because I'm in fear of you having a gun.
no.
A lot of times I'm walking away because I'm more afraid of me than what you could possibly do. Again, snapping his neck. If I snap his neck in the midst of me just pushing him out my way, trying to get out the door, he dies. I go to jail. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the fear of what I'm gonna do, my rage, my anger, what it's gonna lead to is enough for me to just walk away. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid.
Hmm.
And it's in your best interest that I go in the house. It's in your best interest that I don't drink another beer. It's in your best interest that Rudy had to go home so that we had to leave because we was about to fuck up 1,000 people in the corner because Shorty wanted to pour a drink on the floor. So
But
not
I
being
think
fearful.
that's what the issue is that right there, that underlining right there is because it's presumed that that's what it is. Oh, you scared. Oh, you scared. So then that's once again where that ego and that pride comes back in because what's presumed is the reason behind it versus what it really is. But regardless of what the reason is, the answer is still no.
So how do you tell the difference between your pride and your self-respect?
Mm,
So, you know what? There's a really good book called something of violence. I got it in my I'll tell you in 1 second. I'll look at it in 1 second. I'll tell you what it is. And one of the things that he brought up is in order to be able to figure out if it's worth fighting for or get into a disagreement about, you have to come up with some rules. What is worth you going to the extreme for? If it does not fall in that category, you don't respond to it. And he said anything else outside of that, you try to maneuver in a way where you leave. And he said, in his conversation, he was saying that might even include running. People can think what they want to think, but sometimes running is the best answer. And now I
Mhm.
may not feel good about that, but but in all seriousness, if you take life seriously as
Mhm.
an adult, you really have to come up with some rules for yourself and say, this is what I'm willing to lay my life on the line for, because that's really
Mhm.
what it comes down to now. We're adults, we're not kids. We're not
Right.
going to fight and go back and get detention. We're going to fight. Somebody could potentially die or get hurt really bad and go to jail. With that being said, you really have to decide, is it worth that? If it's not worth that, and for who it's supposed to be worth it for, if we talk about your kids, your wife, your family, and I'm gonna say your immediate family, because your family can be a little strange too.
Mhm.
They might think that you're supposed to fight every one of their back. Man, I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I tell my sisters to tell you. If they call me right now, my father tell you. If they call me right now and say that something happened, you know what I'm gonna say? Man, you better
What
call
you
the
do?
police. No,
No,
hell
what you
no.
do?
You better call the police. You better do like the white people do. No, you ain't gonna get. You're not gonna have me come over there. And then because the thing about it is, it's not that I don't want to help or don't want to be
Mhm.
in those situations or whatever. 'Cause I really don't want to be in those situations. But at the end of the day, I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of, and I know that some people, in the end of it, you know what they'll say? Oh, you ain't had to do it. You ain't had to do it like that. What? Well, you didn't give me no itinerary on how I was supposed to go. Now I done did something. You saying the police putting the
Mhm.
handcuffs on me? Be like, well, it wasn't that serious. You ain't had to do. Oh my God. Now I'm sitting.
Now,
I'm
now
sitting.
you want to fight them?
And me nothing I can say. You know. So
Mhm.
so I just recognize that you got to think for people. And for me, I'm just in a place in my life where it really has to be a situation that I cannot get out of for me to get into those situations. For the most part, I'm still growing. I'm still trying to be a better person. But for the most part, I'm gonna leave, y'all. I really am.
Amen.
So, on that note, what does real strength look like?
Walking away.
Walking away. Walking
Yep,
away.
I agree. 100%. That's real strength. We've been brought up. We've been brought up all wrong. Peer pressure is
Mhm.
something else.
Yep.
Peer pressure makes you think you're supposed to stand there and roll on the ground with another man. But but the reality of it is, the man who is strong, the strongest man doesn't argue. The strongest
Mhm.
man does not sit there and ball his fist up and fight with other men. The strongest man is the man that can say, you know what, you got it, or can have a conversation with a person, even if they're being hostile, and walk away from that situation when he realizes that his points aren't being heard. Yo, that's I swear to you, the books that I'm reading now, that's what I'm looking towards. I'm trying to be that guy where, even in the midst of confusion, like even with that car situation, I really want to be that guy that I can take that on the chin and go about my day and it not bother me. Man, you don't know how bad that situation bothered me, and even how I bowed out. Walking back to my car, you do not know how defeated I felt in that situation, though.
But now
You
that you've
know,
had time to think
You
about
got it
that
right.
and reflect on it, if that dude walked in here today, could you apologize for just for how you reacted?
I would apologize. I just don't want him to say nothing else. I want to say nothing. I want to apologize, and I don't want him to say nothing. Just accept
That's
my
fair.
apology, and that's
That's
it.
and that's fair enough. That's
Okay.
fair enough.
All right.
If he
Could you
says
do
something
that?
slick now, it might be a different scenario.
But the
You know,
funny
little
thing about
dog.
that, you got
That
you
ain't
got
Carlos.
is
I'm
that
about
a
to say that
dude?
is not Carlos.
That ain't
That is
Carlos.
not Carlos.
That's his daughter's dog.
You got a little shits a doodle. What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Uh,
That looks like
so
that dog that be popping up at my front of the garage when I be sitting there at night.
But Rudy's story, Professor's story, it's the middle finger. The middle finger is what it was. It wasn't even the fact that he got in front of you and stopped and go and stopped and go. It was the middle finger. If he had never gave you the middle finger, you'd have been like, all right, it's cool. I'd have let him go. Because that middle finger means a lot. You give him a middle finger.
But does it really though?
For some reason, it's worse than a
So
comment.
it's
worse than
so
somebody's
what
dick
I'm
comment.
saying is that that men, not to say women don't have their own issues, but y'all got a lot of men pride about these little things because that
I don't know if that's pride though. I don't know if that's pride.
That is
I don't
pride.
know. No,
It did something to your pride, him throwing his middle finger up at you, at Professor, and at that point now you was ready.
No,
But what it
the
do to
middle
you?
finger.
What it do to you?
It's just
What it
something.
do
It's
to
triggering.
you?
It's triggering.
It didn't.
It's triggering.
It didn't hurt you. It didn't break a bone.
It overstimulates me.
I'm on, bruh.
It hurt my feelings.
Hey
Yeah,
now,
that middle
No.
finger is
See?
really, really, really
y'all gotta
powerful.
work on it. Y'all gotta work on it because if that middle finger is that powerful to make you fly off the handles like that, that's a problem.
I agree.
It is. It is.
I'm not perfect because
Like,
I'm a fuss in the car, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna chase you down.
Okay.
I'm not gonna chase you down. I'm not gonna chase you down.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get out the car and knock on your
Listen.
window.
Okay.
It's the middle
I'm
finger.
I'm just saying. Yes, they do.
Priska.
Yes.
That's not
No,
fair.
don't. Yes, y'all do. Y'all
That middle finger is powerful. That middle finger will definitely get
I'm about to give you the middle finger.
I mean, like Shannon, like you were really sitting over there making it look like it's a.
I know,
Let me
because you
tell
know I got a little temper.
Okay, let me tell you what would add on to the fact. Now, when G throw my ass across the bar, you know good and hell well you're not going to look at me the same later on that night when we go upstairs. In the back of your mind, you're gonna be like, "Yo, that nigga threw my husband."
No. No. G is a big nigga, yo. G a big nigga, okay? I can't even lose no respect because that's a big nigga, okay?
You're not going to look at me the same way he tosses me across that bar. And in the back of my mind, my children is out here. Like, nobody in this house is going to look at me.
But the problem was, once again,
after he gets
in this situation, you put your hands on him first.
It don't matter.
It do. Because you can't be going up against somebody bigger than you that you can't beat.
And I got to stand on it. But nobody in this house is going to look the same way. And that's how that's how conversations, like, especially depending on who's around.
See, there we go. Now let's talk about that. You and your dumbass friends.
Especially depending on who.
You and your dumbass friends gonna get y'all in a whole lot of trouble.
You got to stand on business.
No, you don't.
Because
while you stand on business, them fools in the background just a kiki and cackling.
I'm just saying, like.
So, standing on business. What is standing on business?
Getting your ass beat. Sorry, they told me I cuss too much on the show now.
Not in front of my children. Not in front of my children and my wife. Like, don't disrespect me in front of my family. Like, don't put your hands on me in front of my children and my family. Because first of all, I got sons, and they're not gonna look at me the same way when I get home.
But you cannot go up against somebody that you know is bigger than you, and then be mad when you get your behind handed to you.
I'm gonna tell you like I tell the professor all the time, and I'm gonna tell G. I tell the professor all the time, you put your hands on me, I'm gonna hit you with this building. Like, I don't care what it is. Like, I already know. Like, I'm gonna hit you with this building. I'm gonna hit you with my car. Like, it's gonna be something. And if I hit you, I'm gonna run.
Well,
I am.
Professor said you're supposed to run.
I will. I will smack the hell out of him and run right down the street. At least my children be like, well, Dad did run, but he did get a good shot.
He get a good
Can't
shot.
help him with the only thing I could do to help him with Big G is probably hit him with one of these stools. That's probably, but I don't even think that'll help.
I think standing on business has gotten
It's
more
ridiculous.
people ass whooped than anything.
Killed.
Yep.
Yeah, stand on business. No, I don't want to stand on business. I'm gonna stand my ass in the house.
Okay, there we go. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I need my brothers around and not end up in some stuff unnecessarily because they felt like they had to address every issue or they had to stand on business or they felt disrespected for something that they could have just walked away from.
Right.
But you're tuned into the Cooley The Gang show live every other Thursday. Tonight's topic is the cost of a split second. And like I said, what pushed this episode over the edge and made me really want to do it was kind of based around the whole Karmelo Anthony case. And, the professor and I had conversations about it. I don't think we talked about it, but I can pretty much assume where you stand. But like a lot of things took place there. Decisions were made by everybody in a split second, and now there's a consequence, and that's where we at now when the bill comes due.
But let me say this real quick because I know we're it stemmed from that, but when you think about life,
that was just one.
Yeah, I'm just saying
it's been a lot
life
of
situations, and I know we've talked back and forth about situations of like putting yourself in situations where you're fighting or arguing, and it just made me think about when we first moved here. And I went to Charlotte. The cost of a split second decision.
That was definitely a reaction.
Exactly. So for those that don't know, when we moved here, I went to Charlotte for some business group, whatever. Stopped at a gas station with another young lady. I'm pumping gas. She pulls her car up behind me, leaves her car running, and goes into the gas station. So while I had another girl in my car, but she went in the store too. So I'm the only one out there. So as I'm pumping gas, I could see from my peripheral a young man come from behind the gas pump. And I saw him, didn't nothing love him. But I noticed he was getting too close to her car on the passenger side of the car. So in my mind, the first thing I thought was, yo, he's about to steal her purse, because he didn't go to the driver's side. He went to the passenger side. So split second, without even thinking, I immediately run to her car, open her driver's door, because I'm going to snatch the purse. Lo and behold, as I open the driver door, dude number 2 comes from behind the pump and slides into the driver's seat. I done opened the door.
She opened the door.
I done opened the door for the nigga. So now he's in the driver's seat, old boy's in the passenger seat, and I'm standing in the car, the door frame of the car. And I could, in my mind, I kept saying he doesn't have a weapon. The reason why I knew he didn't have a weapon is because as I'm standing there and I'm looking at him and I'm like, yo, don't do this. Because I can see him doing this, but he's leaning so far out of the driver's seat into the passenger seat away from me. Because I'm thinking, okay, if he has a weapon, then he wouldn't be trying to lean away from me. He hits reverse. Door drags me, because at this point I'm holding, to the point that I literally had to be like, Shannon, let the door go so that the door can sweep over me. They ran over my legs and everything. But that was a split-second decision. Like, it wasn't even a thought to it. Like, when, you know what I mean, when you're in situations, sometimes you don't think. Like, you just react. You respond. Not always the right way, but when that adrenaline starts to go and you just...
See, that was for a good reason. That's like...
But it doesn't matter.
Ocean to save a baby or something like that.
But even still, it's still a split-second decision, because once again, my intentions was right, but what if they did have a gun?
Oh yeah, that'd have went all wrong.
Right? You know what I mean? What if they did have a gun? So I'm responding one way, not thinking about the consequences of just let these fools take her car. It ain't my car. Just let them take the car.
I feel like you. It ain't my car. So my question. So I didn't do the Karmelo Anthony thing. I didn't speak on it. I didn't even post about it. I let it. I just didn't put my 2 cents in it.
That's
Shorty went in the house. Shorty went to the gas station and left her car running. What kind of... You don't go to the gas station, leave your car running at the gas station.
Well, if you pull up and I'm already there pumping, you might just jump out.
Nope.
I'm saying,
you a lie.
Well, depending on where you
lie. Mike, me, you, and the professor could all be driving a car. You got a car, I got a car, professor got a car. We at the gas station. You think I'm gonna leave my car running? So,
but
just because y'all,
that's our Baltimore muscle memory.
No,
like, we not
no. That's the world we live in.
Not Shannon's.
Huh?
I
Oh,
wasn't the one that did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I can remember.
Thought he would have done something like that.
I can remember back being a kid in the country where my grandparents didn't lock the door. The door wouldn't be locked. Anybody come in, and you know what I mean. We wasn't worried about getting home invasions. This is 2029. Who rides around and leaves their car running? No, you don't do that. That's crazy. Listen, that's when you don't want to. You try to let your car get stolen because you.
And
don't
the
want,
funny part was she just got that car the day before. Didn't even they let her drive off the lot without insurance. She didn't even have insurance.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. I don't want to pay insurance. I got Gap insurance. I'm looking for somebody to come through and steal my car. And sure. You done park the car down the street, left the keys in the car, hoping that somebody steal it. Sure. But to be at the gas station with the car running, you got to be an idiot. That is crazy.
She sure did jump right out.
Yeah. No. Not gonna happen.
A split second.
You said about the Karmelo Anthony thing, and Shannon said this first time I didn't say anything. I had a situation. I didn't have a situation, but for me, everybody kept blaming somebody for somebody else's mess up. Like, he shouldn't have did this. He had a a knife. He shouldn't have had a knife. He did this, that, and the third. And they wanted to point the blame at Carmelo, whatever. I heard the story. I followed the story. I just didn't speak on it. But I remember being in high school. I did indoor track. I threw the shot put indoor, lacrosse. People's parents, and this was us, like at 45, 46. I can remember being at these competitions, and it was parents everywhere. So like the professor was saying, how when we were kids, if we was having a conversation and an adult walked by, you would shut up or you would calm down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My thing was, where were the parents at this competition where they didn't see these boys going at it, or nobody saw, or nobody was around when whatever happened? Like the parents wasn't there. I can remember Brandon James's dad. He was, my parents didn't make it to everything, but it was always somebody's parent.
Parent around.
I'll be looking at the track, like Owens Mills track here in Randallstown track. And they had these track meets. Man, it's tents, pop-up tents. They got grills going on out here. Everybody's involved. So I felt like in that situation, like somebody dropped the ball with that Carmelo thing. Like nobody saw nothing. How did it escalate to that? If you want to say it was 5 to 10 seconds, how did it get to that point where that boy felt like he had to stab that young man? And even if, I don't know who was right and I don't know who was wrong, but again, that middle finger part, it's strong. Like something had to trigger that young man to feel like he had to defend himself. So for me, it was just a lot of moving pieces. It was a lot of parts that went into my decision to not speak on it, because I wanted to know, like, where was the parents? Where was the officials? There was no adults around. And
no coach,
it was just
nothing.
No coach, no nothing. Like, what? No. No.
Well, it happened and somebody lost their life. Appeals are up. And like I said, the bill became due. And that is the bill always becomes due. No matter what you do in life, that bill is going to be due, whether it was a good decision or a bad decision.
I'm sending mine to collections.
That bill is due. And I don't know why, like when I was putting a rundown together for the show, it was like, tell a personal story about the bill coming due for you. And I was like, well, I don't really have a good personal story. Not good, but like this ain't entertainment. But I know the professor. I text him. I was like, yo, we doing this. This is the topic. Would you mind telling your story? As far as when we get down to the bill comes due, as far as that part of the show. So I make jokes about the professor all the time, and I'll tell y'all, back in the day, if you grew up with him, he was the one you didn't want to catch in the dark alley. And to see that the man that he is today, like, is a testimony.
Amen.
To just making a decision for yourself.
That's it.
Of what you want to be. And so, Professor, we've talked about, I know you've been wanting to get into the consequences of things, but we've talked about making the split second decisions and taking that 5 seconds. So 5 seconds. Was there a time where you didn't take that 5 seconds, or you did take it and still made a decision? And what was that bill?
So I guess I guess the situation that I can point out that has had long-term consequences, even now. I remember I had spent the whole day with somebody, a young lady, and I was
all your
heading home.
stories start in with a. That's another show. Go ahead. That's the whole.
Yo, I don't be hanging out with a whole bunch of men, yo. I don't. That's one thing I don't do, yo. I never did.
Bruh.
So I was hanging out with this young lady, and she had just broke up with her boyfriend, but me and her had been, I'll just say friends for a long time. and I dropped her off home. She told me they had gotten into a big dispute. She said he had bit her. She had like a big bite mark on her leg. Um, I dropped her off home. When I dropped her off home, um, she called me back by the time I got to my house. So she lived on Route 40. I lived over in Ricestown, right by the plaza. She had called me and was like, yo, he broke my door down. Her boyfriend broke her door down and was in her house. Now, this girl's father was scared of the boy.
Mm.
The boy broke her father's door down, pushed past
Dang.
her father, and was beating his daughter in his house.
Jesus.
So she called me and told me that. I said, yo, you need to call the police. So at this point, I was in the middle of a transition in life. I wasn't eager to get involved in the stuff, but at the same time, I wasn't eager to run away from it either. So so I got off the phone. I could hear him in the background. I got off the phone, and the first person I called was my father. I wonder if he still remember this. The first person I called was my father. And what I said, man, this getting ready to be bad. He said, what? I said, man, the girl just called me and said her boyfriend is beating on her, and I don't know what to do. He said, man, go home.
Hmm.
I was, when I tell you, I was right at the entrance to go in the house. I made a U-turn,
Mm.
started heading back to our house. As I'm heading back to our house, I'm still thinking to myself, I'm not getting involved. I called a friend of mine and I told him, I said, yo, um, this girl boyfriend beating on her, yo, I want you to ride with me because I'm trying to help her out, but I don't really want to get involved. So he said, cool. So I go pick him up. He lived around the corner from her. When I go pick him up, he got in the driver's side. I got in the passenger side. When I got in the passenger side, I had a gun on me, right? Which wasn't abnormal anyway, but I pulled it out. He was like, whoa, what's going on? I said, yo, it ain't even about nothing. I said, I just want to take it off of me because at some point I'm probably going to wind up having to talk to the police. Now, just for context purposes, it wasn't registered. So that's another thing. Um, so we go around the corner and we so far away from the house. I'm like, yo, I can't see. I'm looking up at the houses. He said, yo, is that her right there? I said, where? I turn around. This nigga is beating her like a man. She's laying on the
Jesus.
ground. He's stomping her. In the middle of the
Mm.
street, her father is standing up on the steps. He's watching this man stomp his daughter. I could not believe that this man was watching
Mm.
another man stomp his daughter. So before I could even think about it, I just jumped out the car with the gun in my hand.
Mm-hmm. Figure.
So I gets over to him, and he don't really wanna no altercation with me. He talking past me to her. At this point I got the gun like in my hoodie, and I'm trying to tell Yo to go ahead about his business, and he said something slick. I pulled it out in between me and him, and I told him be smart, go home, right? So I get back in the car, kind of fast forward because the story is a little more lengthy. I get back in the car. Long story short, I asked if she called the police. She told me no. So by the time that conversation happens, we turn the corner. Police pull us over. The
Mm.
guy that was beating the girl told the police that I pulled a gun on him. I go to jail, catch a charge, and she back with him.
Jesus.
Right.
Mm.
So,
Oh.
fast forward after that incident, me and him had a run in again. Um, I was coming out of the gym, and they was in a store right next to the gym. He pulls up running his mouth in front of the gym. So now this part, don't nobody even really know this, but as a matter of fact, I ain't even gonna go into all of that. I'm gonna tell you what
After the
happened
show.
I'm gonna tell you what happened on the back end. What happened on the back end is my house got raided. I'll just say that. My house got raided.
Mm.
They found a 44 Magnum and a Tech 9. I wind up getting another charge. and this was all behind the same
Somebody else.
situation. In a
Jesus.
sense, it was all behind the same situation. But let me say this. I don't put no blame on him. I don't put no blame on her. I put the blame on myself.
Yeah.
Just doing self-reflection. Um, the unfortunate part is, a lot of people was like, yo, why would you do that for a female? Of course, they had choice words and how to explain that, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
why would you do that for a female? But like I told them, it would be no different if you were my friend and you asked me to do something for you. I consider her my friend, and in that moment, it wasn't about whether it was a male or female. It was that my friend asked me for help, and I didn't know what else to do. I did exactly what I would have done for any one of my other friends. So I didn't look at it from that perspective. However, now I wish that I would have made a different decision. I wish that I just had a moment of emotional intelligence, and here we are. Yep,
Dang, that's tough, homie.
man.
Wow.
Okay. Um. So
She need her ass her butt whooped though.
should someone be judged forever by their worst day?
No. Only if they're still acting like
Now,
their worst day.
their worst day.
Only if they're
Well,
still acting like their worst day.
the answer is I think the
Mhm.
obvious answer is no. But let me say this, and just to put things in perspective. Most of the offenders reoffend.
Yeah.
There are very
Mhm.
few people that get arrested and no longer reoffend. The reason why a lot of people can't get jobs once they offend is because history, you can't ignore history. History has shown once you have committed a crime, chances are you're going to commit another one. So, does that job want to take a chance on you being employed with them when you commit that crime? They don't really want to do it. Um, it's very unfortunate because there are some people out here that that was a hiccup. They've learned their lesson, whatever that is, and they're ready to move on with their life. One of the most interesting things, and then I'm gonna let it go, that happened last year. My father is 83 years old. My father, and hopefully he don't care that I'm saying this, but my father went to go apply for his handgun license. He wanted to have it in his house. My father got arrested when he was 15. He went to jail
Dang.
for I think 10 years or something like that. Between 5 and 10 years, something like that. Do you know that they told him he could not get a handgun because he was arrested
At
back when he
15.
was in his 15 when he was 15 years old?
Wow.
Like there's
That's
something wrong
crazy.
with that. There's something
Yeah.
wrong with that. And he's never been in trouble since then. So I say all that to say, you know, it's a delicate dance. It's so hard because you want to give people chances, but then you see people that you gave chances to, they go out and do some goofy shit. Now you're like, am I supposed to take a chance on the next person? Is that a good idea? Should I scrutinize everybody? Or I don't
Mhm.
really have a good answer for that.
There was a question for you, Professor. I don't know if you saw it or not.
What was it?
Priska asks that pretty much now that you know better, like how could you help if something like that was to arise today? How would you help a friend?
And this kind of leads back to what we talked about last week.
Oh, wait a minute. I can tell you.
Can't
I
go.
can tell you because he said it. Call the police.
Yeah, call the police.
Call the
That's
police.
that's what I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what I would want to say. And truth be told, it really depends on who the friend is, and it depends
Yeah.
on what we're talking about. Just being honest with you.
Yeah. I mean that makes
Um,
sense.
would I put myself in that position again? I would hope to say no, but I'm gonna tell you something interesting that happened right after that. Right after that situation, I was riding down Liberty Road, um, and I saw this man pull over real fast. So I was kind of caught my attention how he pulled over. Next thing I know, he opened the back door and sat a baby carrier on the ground. Then he
Jesus.
proceeded to pull the woman out the car. And I said, God, please don't hit her. Because all I said to myself is, if he hit her, I don't think I'm going to be able to just pull off. So I can't answer that.
And
I
it's
mean,
funny that
you never know.
you say that. It's funny that you say brought that up because as you were talking about the story with your friend, the thought not just the fact that she was your friend, but what crossed my mind was like, it's a woman in distress. At the end of the day, friend or not, as a man, could you really stand there and watch another man beat down this woman like she's a dude in the street and just not do nothing at all?
No.
At this, like, could you? And of course, you run the risk of getting involved, because as we see over and over and over again, it's always the good bystander that comes in to try to help that always ends up hurt, harmed, or dead. But when my mind, I was thinking, like, that was one of the things I was thinking. It was like, yes, that was his friend, but could he truly have, you there now and you see what you see, friend or not, could you have just stood there, maybe without the gun, with you in the street, but have not said or done anything while witnessing something like this against a woman?
Nah. And let me say this. Like G said, we always have the conversation about guns versus not having a gun. I'm very transparent when it comes to weapons, and I'm very aware of the fact that most people aren't fighting. Them days of fighting is over.
Yeah.
You're gonna have only people who are fighting are people that don't have a gun on them right now. But if they got a gun on them or can get access to one in a short period of time, whether it's in a car or around the corner or whatever, they're shooting people. They're definitely going to shoot somebody. And this younger generation, the problem with them is when you get into an altercation with them, it is never over. When you go home at night, now check this out. You get into an altercation with the younger generation. You got kids, you got a wife, you got a family, grandmother, whatever. They killing everybody. There is no exceptions. So you have to be very careful with how you deal with these guys out here today, because they don't care. And it is so easy to find out where somebody lives. It's extremely easy, and it's extremely easy to find patterns.
Yeah. You got another poll question?
I do, but now I think I wanted to do a different one. But so another thing that a lot about was, when are we bringing the phone lines back up? And I would like to test it this episode.
Yeah.
We've been asked about, now let's give you some rules as far as the phone is concerned. Please keep it at least at a minute if you can. Try to, have your thoughts together. You have to turn your background down. Your background has to be turned down.
We got a lot of nerve with all the birds they hear.
Are you finished?
Oh, my bad.
Hold up. 5, 4, 2, 1.
Touche.
Okay. So I will drop the number out there. We can test this thing, see how it goes. You guys will be the test crew for the Cooley the Gang phone line, and we'll see how this whole thing goes. But as we get ready to go ahead and wrap this up, because Shannon has a lot to do tonight, and I don't mean me. Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, we gotta grow up.
Yo, we gotta get the joint back. Boom, 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 boom. So this is what we're going to end it on. What did 17-year-old you think you had to prove that 40-something year old you knows wasn't worth it?
I don't even remember when I was 17.
I had to prove that I was tough. That was something that I felt like was important to me at 17. And the funny thing is, I only felt that way because of how I was prior to, I don't know, I guess the gym, I guess you would say, because it was funny when you said G used to take your lunch money. When I was going to Roller Park, it was a dude who used to take my lunch money. Matter of fact, one of the guys the one guy that was taking my lunch money wound up becoming a really close friend of mine.
Just like
later in life. So, and you know what's interesting? A lot of these guys are in that same situation. They've had so many things happen to them, and more extreme than what I just said, that they told themselves they would never allow this to happen again. If you ever listen to Kevin Gates is a prime example. He tells you that certain things have happened to him in his life, and that's why he responds with so much aggression, because he feels like he's never going to let anybody play with him a certain way ever again in his life. And a lot of these young guys have experienced the same thing. But for me, it was just I wanted to be like the strongest, toughest guy. Like, to me, in this day and age, I feel like the strongest, toughest guy winds up a memorial.
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
That ain't even on my to-do list. Plus, I mean, what's funny that you asked this question, because I was driving today and I was listening to, and I see how these young guys get caught up in the music, because the music puts
Somebody
you in
said
a
that
whole other
earlier.
mind frame.
Somebody said that earlier in the comments. The music.
I was listening to something, and I was saying to myself, you know what I should do? I should go ahead back to doing what I was doing before. For a split second, I thought about it. I thought about it, And then I said, yo, you ain't gonna be able to get no girls that you like, right? The women that you like, it's not gonna work. And then I said, the clothes you put on, nah, that ain't gonna work neither, man. You're gonna have to change up a little bit if you're gonna do that. Plus, you're gonna have to, be a little more low key. You're gonna have to shut down with social media. I said, yeah, I don't want to shut down with social media. Nah, I ain't gonna put no guns in my pocket no more. That's it.
Amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Amen.
No, I'm joking. But in all seriousness, yeah, just wanted to be tough. I thought that was important. Now I can care less. I don't care what you think about me, to be honest with you.
G. What about you, G?
I don't think I have anything really. I mean, 17-year-old me. I don't know about 17. I'm gonna say like 25, maybe. Uh, for me, I guess back then, 2025 was about the money. Getting money, as much money as you could possibly have, and working and that type of stuff. 40-year-old me now, everything ain't about the money.
That's
Good
true.
money, bad money. I mean, money's money.
Can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you, and then you miss out on a lot of stuff. I missed out on a lot of stuff with my daughter growing up, chasing money. I got a 11-year-old son. He'll be 12 in September 1st.
He's a welfare
I
baby.
get to spend the time with him now. Work, I'm quick to say fuck work. PTO, prepare to others, all of that. So I think that's my thing. 17, I wasn't really. It was school. 2025, I guess mine would be like, like I said, chasing the dollar bill, and it ain't, again, missing out on a bunch of stuff, not going on vacations and not doing this and not doing that. So, what's
Michael?
your question? What about you, Mike?
17-year-old me, I would back then I felt I had to be accepted. No matter if it was the right group or in the wrong situation or the right, I just felt it was mostly wrong. I felt I had to be accepted, being the kid, the church boy, and and the fucked up part about my whole thought about being accepted was it was never even placed upon me by the people I was around, because they really didn't care, because they were really just my friends. But I felt I had to take it a step further and just try to do more, and it really wasn't me. So that was mine.
I ain't got nothing.
Of course you don't. The light skin section.
No, I mean, 17-year-old me, all I did was go to school, come home and sleep. I didn't do like.
So you developed all this attitude at 40?
No, I developed all this attitude in my late 20s, early 30s.
I would
so
say
that
who
was
hurt you, but I already
is
know.
nobody hurt me. But for a woman who had child, kids, and was on her own,
That made you rough.
it made me rough because I had to
And you
do
moved
it.
to Baltimore. So.
I had to do it all. I had to take it on. I had to take it all on the chin. So in that age range, I had to prove that I got this. I don't need nobody. I can handle this. I mean, I still got this. I still don't need nobody. I need your help. I need your help. I'm lying, okay? I need your help. I'm lying, all right? But I mean, for me, it would have been later in life, and I guess that would have been more of anything is that I didn't need anybody. I can do it. I can handle it all. I've been doing it. It's like that was a mindset of mine that I had. Now, I don't want to do it all by myself. I ain't got it all. I ain't got this. Come help me. Matter of fact, want to come help make some hats? Help me.
I got cigars to smoke. So you guys see the poll question. What is the most important lesson to teach your children? Think before you're acting. Put number 1 in the chat. Control your emotions. Put number 2 in the chat. Walk away. Put number 3 in the chat. Or 4, choose your battles. Put number 4 in the chat. And it's more than one person in here. So we want y'all to hit that poll so we can see.
I'm going with 2 as well, because I think for me, 2 is the basis to everything else. If you control your emotions, then you can think before acting, decide whether you want to walk away, or choose whether the battle is worth even fighting. Because the battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm tired.
No, don't live in time to chase money.
Yeah.
The things we learn, as we mature, get older, and we all know some people haven't. We know some people that still react the same way, do the same things.
Diamond Police. What would you tell
nieces, nephews?
What would you tell the unbonded princess? What would you tell her?
Yeah, what would you tell my ratchet ass children? But at the end of the day, I don't know, y'all. Like, it's just so much to this, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because we got some things to do tonight. But take that time, man. And this conversation is definitely important to me because my dad used to tell me all the time, like, boy, just take a couple seconds and think before you do things. And just like Rudy's pops calling him up and saying, go home. I did the opposite of everything my fucking father told me to do. Like, I just knew he didn't know what the hell he was talking about until I got a lot older. Corbin will tell you. Corbin probably, I think Corbin listened to me. I used to educate Corbin when we be on the truck during the summers and we be working together and we be spending our little time together, 2 brothers.
He was talking, he was trying to take a nap.
No, he ain't taking no nap. I tell Corbin all the time. I said, everything you didn't see me do the opposite. Just go and do.
Never mind. We don't want Diamond. No mind. Scratch that.
But y'all got any G? You got any final thoughts for the kids or just out there in general? I mean, you're raising a young man today, and
and that's really, really tough. You got 2 young men over there too, but it's tough today. The music is definitely something. The internet is very influential. So it's tough, but at the end of the day, I guess to control your emotions is high up on the list. But with these dumbass kids today, I think it would be more so think before you act. A lot of times they're just not thinking, and I don't know if it's because of COVID or whatever it was, but I don't think they think a lot of stuff through, which you talk about that 5 to 10 seconds. So I'm gonna go with the think before you act. And that that's with anything, good or bad. You know what I mean? And
that was another thing we didn't touch on, and I was thinking about bringing it around for another session on this whole split.
So next season is going to be part 2 of everything.
Yeah, we got a lot of part twos coming up because a split second decision, you can find yourself in a terrible relationship. You can find yourself with a baby that wasn't
you
planned.
took
Like,
you
it's
took
so
them words right out my
many-
mouth. You about to be somebody, baby mama, baby daddy.
Yeah, it's so many things that if not taking the time to think can lead to.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, debt. Like, you know, like
don't
it's
wanna
just
talk about-
it's just so many things, just not taking that couple seconds to think. And then sometimes you can take the couple seconds to think, but
And still make a dumb.
you done convinced yourself so much
that it was the right decision. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now the problem is definitely you. Okay, because we do need a part 2 because we still ain't talk about you and your road rage. Okay.
So thank y'all for joining tonight. Shannon, you have any final thoughts? The professor just went and
he did what he do when y'all out in the streets.
oh yeah, he definitely left. So something must have happened. He must have felt the vibe.
I don't have nothing. I ain't got nothing. I can't even think straight right now.
I know you can't, but yeah, the cost of a split second.
Think, think, y'all. Think.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you even stop?
Do I have a good tagline?
No, you don't.
Y'all, do y'all?
And all them notes, you ain't got nothing in the last page of them notes
I
nowhere.
did write something I wanted to leave everybody with.
Let the powers before you blow up the strength in you.
Yeah. See, normally I'm the one getting it wrong.
I gotta pee. Can we hurry up?
Shannon, I can't do this with you. The world will tell young men and women to protect their pride. The people who love them will tell them to protect their future.
Amen. I love that.
So,
okay.
Let's just teach our children to protect their future whenever.
And
they
their
make a
peace.
decision.
Come on, we ain't got time for this. Protect your peace.
So thank y'all for joining. We'll be back. There's no episode next week, but Pop Smoke Week.
Hey, y'all.
Yay. Pop Smoke.
We'll be out in the streets called the backyard.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be seeing some of you at the big cookout next weekend. There is no show. We all thought it was a show next Thursday.
Yeah,
but there is
but
no show. It was this show. There's nothing next week and then the week after.
What's the week after?
You want to switch it?
What the topic? What's the topic?
No, the week after. So this is that'll be the 4th, right? So the week after that is gonna be the 12th.
So
the cookout is next Saturday.
It's the 10th. The 10th or the 9th. My birthday. It's my birthday week. Whatever it is, it's my birthday week.
Oh, all right. So
it's
there's
my
gonna be
birthday.
no show. It's no show that week.
My birthday. Believe me, it'll be a show.
It ain't no show that week.
It's my birthday.
You know, when it comes to anniversaries, birthdays,
we out. We out.
Yeah. Don't look for us the following week either. You know.
No, we'll be here for my birthday week. We'll be here.
Yeah, we'll see.
We got
anniversary week now.
Yeah, we'll be away for that. We might do. We haven't decided if we're doing the show that week. But we got before we wrap up season 1 and the Cooley The Gang show, we're doing seasons now. So seasons will be about a year. So season 1, last episode, I think is December the 17th. We won't be doing it. No, December 27th will be the last. No.
Oh, you said early in the month.
Well, it was 17th.
Something like that.
It was probably like December the 17th. We'll probably be our last show.
We got HR. We need a secretary, please.
And then we'll be coming right back at the top of the year. But until we get there, we got some good shows coming up. Even everybody wanted a part 2 to The Altar and the Ache. So we can see if we can get Mercedes to come back on here and school the professor like she did.
And now I'm bringing in a little salt from G.
And G will finally be here for The Altar and the Ache because he's upset that he missed that episode.
Yes.
And then
don't be raising hell up on God's time, okay?
You know I am. You know I am.
Yeah, so we got some good ones coming up. Next week is the Nostalgia Trap.
And if there's anything that y'all want
I keep telling
to talk about, you want us to bring to the table, let us know. Because we
can do
we can't think of everything.
Freestyle show. We can do a freestyle show. I ain't got no problem with that.
All right, then. I got to go back to work. Let's go.
Yeah. So next week is the Nostalgia Trap. Then episode 9 is the one I've really been looking for is Raised or Just Fed. And that's when we're going to talk about them churn. We're going to have some special guests on for that. So thank y'all for joining. Peace and blessings. Even after the show is over, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Cooley and the Gang. When we post those reels and clips and stuff, share. Help us to get where we want to be. And keep the comments going and the conversation going even when we're not here. That's it. G, I'll holler at you on the back end.
My God.
Shannon, you can go ahead and leave. It's all right. All right, y'all. We out. Still no outro. All right.
Don't dismiss me.
Don't dismiss me.